what Doc mentioned about imposing taxes. Because I think the Department of Health has been open to that idea, not only when it comes to sodium but also in sugar taxes. Are we looking into perhaps expanding this more? But at the same time, what are the alternatives that we're looking into to make sure that other alternatives, such as of course vegetables natin, are more accessible for the general public?
Sorry, the consumption. Is that
For the
directed to
Department of Health.
UAH?
Yes. Sorry.
Yeah, so in terms of taxes, no, there has been discussions no, in terms of not just for the nutrients, no, kahit yung mga same taxes no, for tobacco, no, so yung excise taxes natin. So talagang pinag-usapan siya to really expand pa. Kasi yung for the previous years, no, just like what yung experience from other countries, no, despite the increase in taxes, no, yung consumer consumption did not change. No? So, we ongoing pa rin yung discussions no? And I can't really say for certain no? Kung ano yung magiging final na outcome for that. But in terms of the alternatives, that's where I can provide inputs. No? So, we have initiatives na piloted in Tolosa Leyte, no? What we call the SDH, no? Yung Social Determinants of Health Initiative. And that's where we engage yung mga agriculture sector no, to make really healthier options available. No? So, tinap doon yung mga magsasaka, no? Tapos we really link sa centers, no? Sa health center. No? Para kapag nag-advise doon sa health center na, okay, ito yung 5 portions of, or 5 servings of fruits, 5 servings of vegetables every day. No? Tapos ano na meron na available doon. No? So parang sort of kaliwa siya na meron na after the consultation, meron na available na fruits and vegetables na diba? So those are initiatives that we are looking into para kapag makita natin na successful doon sa Tolosa Leyte, then we can see kung kaya na-expand to other provinces or other LGUs. So we're still in the process of piloting sa mga certain areas.
Advocacy is all about information and education and dissemination. And kasi even if there is a law that says that the sodium intake should be limited to 2 milligram, I think there should also be some sort of a leeway among you, the Department of Health and the advocacies from the pigs, na in eating, the eating habits, di ba meron din namang mga leverage yan, like halimbawa, uminom ka nga ng maraming, kumain ka nga ng maraming asin, pero uminom ka naman ng maraming tubig. Or, halimbawa, kumain ka ng gulay na maraming asin, pero ang dami mo namang kanin. How do you leverage on that aspect? Kasi, di ba, may tayo sa ganun. It's very cultural kasi eating is very cultural eh. And it also budgetary din. So, how can you make it more appealing to the public? Kasi, pwede gumawa ka ng batas, hindi naman, wala namang, ano yun eh. I mean, you know, hindi ka naman makukulong kumain kung maraming asin. Can you answer that?
Just answer briefly muna na that's why complex na talaga siya. And it involves behavior change kasi. So, kaya yung sabi kanina na important talaga yung role ng Health Promotion Bureau kasi they're the bureau responsible for these social behavior change initiatives. No? We are looking into patterns of behavior ng mga Pilipino. Bakit nila ginagawa na despite alam nila na unhealthy, binibili pa rin nila, kinakain pa rin nila. So, and we don't expect change to happen overnight. Diba? So, talagang, ano yan, mahaba-habang proseso of really education, and it goes through all stages of readiness then from the consumer side na okay, alam niya pero hindi pa, wala pang action or meron na bang thought process and things like that. So, those complexities, so sayang nga na wala tayong HPP colleagues dito, but that's what the HPP in DOH is currently doing.
Meron follow-up. Meron na ba talagang study o statistics on kung gaano kadami yung asin na kinakain mo, tapos magkakaroon ka ng renal disease or renal failure? Meron bang ganung statistics?
Hindi ko po sure yung actual statistics, but yeah, the WHO, I think yung ating mga health authorities have studies linking, meron talagang strong link high sodium intake to hypertension, chronic kidney disease, and as well as, I think, parang bago ngayon, I think yung cancer. I think yung ating mga doctors dito can answer that better than me. But yeah, there are evidences po.
Thanks. Actually, ililipas ko nga dapat sa ating mga doctors from our network. No? From your experience po, from the therapeutic side, kapag may pasyente na lumapit or nagpunta sa clinic, ano po ba yung mga usual na nire-report nila once you interview them? For example, dietary or patient history rather. May mga parang specific po ba kayong napapansin na related po? Sodium intake, food intake na kapag itong pasyente na let's say may late stage kidney disease na ito talaga yung madalas po ninyo makikita sa kanilang history. Hopefully mag-iipon.
Ako galing ako ng Pangasinan. Yung tahanan ng bagoong. So, yun nga, no, ang mga pasyente, usually kasi hindi tayo aware tayo innovative. So, even us, medyo mahirap din siya. So, yung sa WHO po, ang recommendation, so, nawawala na siya ng less than 2 grams sodium per day. So, depende pa yun sa kung anong form po siya kinonsume. So, kapag iodized salt, then mas lang siya. 1 piece or a little less than a piece. Ganun lang siya per day. So, ang sinasabi ko sa patients ko lagi, ang salt intake naman or yung panlasa natin, nag-a-adjust yan. So, kaya maganda din yung stepwise approach kasi kapag nga po, ayan, nakita natin ang reaction. Case A.
Case ka natin.
Reaction kapag hinaianan mo ng 100% salt to 50% salt. Yan. Pero pag gradual po natin. Ang usual na sinasabi ko lang sa patients ko, sige, pwede naman po, kasi minsan naman babalik sa akin, sobrang baba ng salt. So, ang mangyayari, sasabihin ko, pwede naman yung hindi mo na palitan yung timpla nyo. Kasi ang problem din, yung family. Kung may pasyente ka, tapos yung family nila, kailangan magluto ng dalawang set ng meals. Or kakain din sila ng matatang. Sabihin ko na lang, wag mo na lang muna magsasawan. So, wag na lang muna magsoyo, wag na muna magbasisi. Okay, so, doon ko muna sila ini-negotiate. So, ganyan po. Saka, I would like to mention din nga, na gaya ng sinabi ko kanina, na may mga disease conditions po, may mga patients, ako actually gano'n, na kailangan din ng sodium. So, baliktad, no? May mga, although maliit na portion lang naman din ng patients, pero in terms of vaccine, parang baka naman sila yung apektahan. Saka, syempre sa hospital, sa mga gamot po kami, sodium bicarbonate, part yun ng treatment for chronic disease, baka apektahan din.
Sa pagkain. So kung siya po ay galing sa tahanan ng Bagoong, kami tahanan ng Sardinas sa Buanga City. The #1 sardine capital of the Philippines. So talaga pong mahirap, no? Lalo na parang marami din bulan, yung mga daing, so mga dangin, no? Talagang tayo parang culturally, that's what we grew up with. No, tapos sasawsaw mo sa suka, pero dadamihan ng kamatis, meron pa sa na mahalat, di ba? Talagang here were, but yun talaga yung ating palat, no? We were trained that way, we grew up that way. it's really difficult, and it's true. Parang when you have a patient, it becomes a group intervention sa family, parang sa food ba, sa cooking. It's even harder. Kaya ang hirap po talagang i-change yun. That's why we do support this kasi kailangan talaga, I think it has to be start na parang it's national, it's population na kailangan. Kasi it's culture, it's so difficult to change na ano. That's why we really need to do it. I mean, other countries have done it. No? Yung pupunta kasi ng ano ba to, parang sa ating Pilipino, walang lasa. Then I guess that's why very attractive sa atin yung mga instant noodles. Kasi yung condiments niya talaga maalat. I remember this is one story that I'd like to share kasi that it really struck me. No? So there's this OFW. She was around 40 years old. And so she was no family history, no visa at all. Except nung tinanong natin, we went into food, araw-araw kumakain ng instant noodles. Every day, because that was the easiest. And I think it's also because, it's the easiest to, hindi lang sa mura siya. And it's the fastest eh. And time is important sa atin kasi magtatrabaho pa tayo. And when you have a family, unahin mo kung ikaw si mother, di ba? Nagtatrabaho ka na. You want it na to cook as fast as possible. Kaya attracted na tayo dun sa mga instant. Yeah. Diba? Sa fast food, diba? So, yan. Kaya nga, that's eto. So, will not be surprised kung tumataas talaga ang incidence ng hypertension, diabetes, CKD. So, So, it really starts with this, with the food. And that's why we really support this bill. Kasi I think that's the easiest. That's the basic thing that we can start with. It's really the food. It's difficult, but, when it's a multi-sectoral thing, then hopefully we can really change that. It's not gonna take immediately, no? That's why we support the stepwise approach.
May question po.
Good morning po, Dr. Raymond po, mabuhay niyo sa online. Ako pa lang